Hello guys, this is Oroth and a warm welcome back to my channel. In this video we're gonna take a look at the new Demon Hunter updates, and I'm super excited both for the essences and for the balance changes. And before doing so, I know that I also have in the pipeline to release a new Tempest video with the top DPS build, and I've managed to receive quite good results. But I think it's maybe more wise now to wait for the new essences to come out so that I can release a build that is going to be the best going forward as well. But with that being said, let us now analyze the new Demon Hunter essences carefully, and let us also look at these changes to some of the essences that are already out. And the first slot that we're going to look at is the helmet slot, and it's called Bad Deal. And what it says is that Sentry now summons focused hatred that follows you and automatically attacks nearby enemies. So what I'm very excited and curious about here is how this will work, because the keyword here is summons. So I believe that we will receive a summon that will follow us, quite similar to the wizard summons that were recently released. And it's hard to say how strong these summons will be, but of course the previous sentries, they've always been stationary, and maybe now you can take them with you. And if they count the summons, it's gonna be very, very strong if you are built for the summoner archetype, as I am. So I'm super excited to try this helmet out. It's also going to be interesting to see if it's able to combine it with the main hand that lets you upgrade your sentries, for example. I'm not sure about that, but there are for sure many exciting potential synergies here that can be very, very strong. Very strong for PvE content, but of course also strong for PvP content. Because let's face it, when it comes to summon archetypes, the Demon Hunters are very strong in PvP. At least in my opinion. I have very great success playing summons in Battleground as Demon Hunter, and especially in this meta where the summoner archetypes allows you to stand a little bit further back away from your targets. So you will have a lot of survivability. But enough being said about the helmet slot. Let us look at the new main hand, and it's called Bristling Execration. And what it says is that each additional sentry close to your sentry have their damage increased. So on first glance, this also looks like it has some potential. We know that we have this one main hand that allows us to have up to 3 sentries at a time. So it's going to be interesting to see if this damage stacks somehow, or how big the damage buff is. So it's a little bit too early to say how strong this essence is, because we can't see any numbers here regarding the strength of the buff. Is it 10%, 20%, 30%? We don't know yet. But this essence also looks very promising to me, so I can't wait to try it out. And I'm definitely gonna play Demon Hunter first when this patch comes out. The next essence we're gonna look at is Drowning Embrace, and what it says is that during Vengeance, your sentry and knife trap summons fire piercing beams, dealing additional damage. So this looks very interesting as well, because yeah, everything here synergizes with summons. So if you know me by now, I love summons. I'm a summoner guy, so I'm always happy when there's something new that will buff my playstyle. And what's also important to mention here is that it says it will shoot piercing beams. And we know that there are a lot of other beams in the game right now that works together with a wizard crystal. And it's going to be very interesting to see if these beams also works with this crystal. So yeah, I mean, it looks promising for sure. And next essence is the new offhand essence, and it's called Malign Salvation. And what it says is that hitting enemies with primary attacks reduce sentry's cooldown by 0.15 seconds. And at first glance, this maybe doesn't look so exciting. I don't believe that this will be of any use in PvP, because if you're playing the summoner archetype, you want to avoid using your primary attack a lot, because when you play the summon builds in PvP, the summons will deal like 95% of your damage, and as soon as you are using your primary attack, you become more vulnerable and they will maybe kill you. So the best way to play a summoner build in PvP, at least the way I play it, is to try to put down your summons in the best positions possible, and then you fall back a little bit. So that you will stay far away from battle and you will keep putting pressure with your summons. And of course, if you play like this, you will not be able to use your primary attack to lower the cooldown of sentries. So for PvP, for me at least, I don't see so much use of this essence. But I do see some use for it in some types of PvE situations. Because we do have this main hand that allows us to upgrade our sentries. And now with this tool we're able to reduce the cooldown of the sentries, enabling us to upgrade the sentries fully a lot faster. And in most situations in PvE this will not be necessary because the fights are over so fast. But there might be situations in Gauntlet, for example, where this will be very useful. Because in the Gauntlet fights, we will have a lot longer boss fights. And the summoner archetype for Gauntlet is super, super strong for Demon Hunters. So I'm really looking forward to try it out. I'm also curious to see how it works with the new helmet. Because now if we use the new helmet we will have sentries following us, and perhaps if we have the main hand that gives us extra charges, maybe we can summon multiple sentries that will follow us. We will have to see if it's only one charge or several. The next essence we're going to look at is the new pants essence, and it's called Sailor's Pins. And what it says is that Knife Trap now summons focused discipline that follows you and fires blades at nearby enemies. And once again, this is very interesting. It says that it's a summon, and we already have the sentries, we have the strafe summons, and maybe we now also have the Knife Trap summons. So very, very interesting. It's too early to say how this will work. Will we have multiple charges so we can summon several of these Knife Trap summons at once? It's gonna be very interesting to see. And I also wonder if it will go, how it will synergize with the shoulder essences that works with Knife Trap. For example, there is one essence that increases the attack speed of all the summons. It says that it only increases the attack speed of the sentries, but in fact it increases the attack speed of all the summons. And it's going to be interesting to see how these synergize with each other. But yeah, it's a very, very interesting essence, and I can't wait to try it out. Finally, we also have the new Shoulders essence, and it's called Vigilant Spaulders. And what it says is that Knife Trap marks enemies for 3 seconds, and sentry damage against marked enemies is increased by 30%. So yeah, this also looks promising. I'm curious here because it says that sentry damage is increased by 30%, but we have this other shoulder that increases the attack speed that I just mentioned, and it doesn't only work on the sentries, it works on all the summons. So it's going to be interesting if this also will work on all the summons, and it has some potential then, for sure. And it's also going to be interesting to see if this debuff stacks with, for example, lingering wounds. So yeah, there will have to be some testing to see how well this essence will perform, but it looks very promising indeed. So all in all, I'm super, super excited for the new essences for the Demon Hunter. I'm 100% sure that this will lead to some new archetypes. Of course, it's a summon archetype, but a new variant of that archetype. Yeah, super good and interesting. In addition to the new essences, we are also getting some balance changes to some of the existing items. And it says in the patch notes that these changes are for Battlegrounds, but I suspect that these might also be the same changes happening in PvE. So let's look at them, and they are very interesting and will increase the power of the summoner archetype for demon hunters even more. So in the first slot here we can see Journey Abundant. It's a Pants essence, and it says that damage is increased by 21%, and it also says that reduced projectile damage from multiple hits on the same enemy change from 65% to 50%. And this is a very good buff, because these rockets that are shooting from this Pants essence, it already deals tons of damage in PvE. So if this is also taking effect in PvE, there are existing builds that will be greatly buffed thanks to this. We also have a change to Yearling Kin, which is a chest essence. And now the summon that it summons can no longer be targeted. And the cooldown is also reduced from 12 seconds to 9 seconds. And this is a crazy buff, because this summon is one of the strongest summons in the game. It's very effective in PvP. The only problem is that it has died very fast. If it can't take damage anymore, this might be super useful. And it shoots super fast attacks. And what I like about it is that when you are going up against a Tempest, for example, this summon will keep shooting, so you don't have to time your attacks in a window where the Tempest can take damage, or when the Barbarian can take damage, or when the Crusader can take damage. The good thing about summons is that they keep applying pressure, so you don't have to time it, and it will kill enemies off super fast in the windows when they take damage. So I believe in this meta. If you play the summoner archetype correctly, it will be even stronger than it has been before. The next essence, I've already mentioned this essence before. It's Walls of Shattered Glass. It's a shoulder essence. And they have increased the attack speed buff from 30% to 40%. And this essence is going into my main DPS builds in Gauntlet for Demon Hunters already. So this will be a very nice addition. The next change is to Bore at the Door, where they will increase damage of the sentries by 40%. So it's a huge buff. And these are the sentries I use in my main Demon Hunter PvP build. I already have great success with it. It's quite difficult to play. I already made a video about it, so I recommend you to check it out. But I will also make an update on that build to share with you guys here on the channel. But this is a super strong buff as well. And finally we have another change, and it's to Pain Sower. It says that the base attack interval increased from 0.2 to 0.23 seconds. So this is a nerf. I can understand the damage output in PvP has been very high. But as I said, these updates will probably also apply to PvE. So this will also be a bit of a nerf to the strafe build for PvE content, if that's the case. So to summarize, the essences that are coming out for Demon Hunter, I love them. They are very intriguing. Can't wait to try them out. And also the updates on the existing essences, they are very good. Very good indeed. So I expect that I will have even greater success with my favorite build in Battlegrounds going forward. Before saying goodbye, I'm just gonna drop here a screenshot of that build that I'm referring to. You should try it out in Battlegrounds. It's super fun, and it's gonna be even stronger now after this upcoming patch. And of course, I'm gonna try the new SSS and see if there is some updates that can be done to this build. So that was enough for this video. Before I leave, I want to wish you a very nice day or a very nice evening wherever you are. And of course, to all of my clan members in Nyx, I would also like to say Vork Nyx, Sholak Sol. So, bye bye!
If a boy or if a girl subscribe to Auto's channel, let him take you to his world. Subscribe to Auto's channel, the best choice you will ever make. Subscribe to Auto's channel, hit the bell, a piece of cake. Subscribe to Auto's channel. Let me tell you one more time, call out consent. Subscribe to Auto's channel. All the answers you will find if you subscribe to Auto's channel. If you subscribe